Nanea Chapter 10 Hellos and Goodbyes. Nanea sat at the kitchen table writing a letter while Mom and Tutu made dinner. December 14th, 1941. Dear Grandma and Grandpa, it's been 7 days since you-know-what, and 7 days since Papa's been home. Everyone is busy helping with the war effort. Mary Lou's working at the evacuation center. Mom joined the Red Cross and is organizing first aid classes. David is volunteering so much that he's hardly ever home. I helped hand out sandwiches. Nanea stopped writing. Handing out sandwiches sounded unimportant compared to what everyone else was doing. She felt like the baby of the family all over again. She sighed and kept writing. I go out looking for Mealy every day. I never thought that dog would stay away one whole week. Tutu and Tutu Kane are still with us. We didn't have hula lessons yesterday, but Tutu says she wants to have class again next week, even if it's only me and Mary Lou. We need to rehearse for the Christmas program at the USO, though the show may be canceled. The Matson ship that brings the evergreen trees from Washington was turned back, and there are no lights downtown because of the blackouts. As she worked on the letter, Nanea heard a car in their driveway. It wasn't David. He was home for once, and he and Tutu Kane were in the backyard digging a hole for a bomb shelter. That was another new rule. Every home had to have a place to take cover during air raid drills. Before Nanea could get up from the table to see who had pulled in, the front door opened. Suddenly, someone was standing in the kitchen. "Papa!" Nanea cried. "You're home!" She flung herself into his arms. "Sunshine!" Papa caught her. "I'm so glad to see you!" Papa put Nanea down and gave Mom a long hug. Tutu wiped her eyes with her apron. Mary Lou rushed in from the bedroom, and David and Tutu Kane hurried in from outside. Everyone was hugging everyone and talking all at once. It was wonderful. Nanea had a million questions, but Papa kissed her cheek and said, "Let me get cleaned up, then we all can talk." 20 minutes later, Nanea's whole family sat down for supper. "We missed you," Nanea said, passing Papa a plate of grilled tuna. "And I missed you, but there's a lot of work to do. Debris to clean up, repairs to manage. We had to cut open a capsized ship to rescue some trapped sailors," Papa hesitated, "but the Navy doesn't want me talking much about that." Nanea heard a sadness in Papa's voice that had never been there before. There was a long pause as everyone began to eat. "At least our whole family is together again," Mary Lou said. Nanea frowned, except for Mealy. Papa put down his fork. "What happened?" Nanea told him everything. "Do you think she'll come home, Papa?" "You know about my old mutt Rusty, right?" Papa asked. "Of course," Nanea answered. "He once went missing for 3 whole months. The goofy dog never would say where he'd gone off to," Papa chuckled. "But he showed up one day right at supper time, as if he'd only been gone a few minutes." Papa picked up his fork. "Dogs don't have the same sense of time we do. Mealy will be back." Nanea couldn't bear the thought of waiting 3 months to see her sweet little dog again. After dinner, no one wanted to leave the table. Everyone kept talking, and Papa had seconds on dessert, but soon his eyes began to droop. "Your father needs his sleep," Mom said, "and we'll all have chores to do before the blackout. Mary Lou, you're in charge of dishes. David, get the windows covered. Nanea, finish your letter to your grandparents." Nanea smiled as Mom ordered everyone about. Nanea kept smiling as she finished her letter. "Here's the best news ever," Nanea wrote. "Papa's home, safe and sound." That night, as Nanea curled up on the couch, she felt like she was able to truly relax again. Papa was home. Nanea's eyes popped open. What about Lily? Her father wasn't home yet. Was there anything Nanea could do to make her friend feel better? When she awoke, Nanea jumped off the couch and raced into the kitchen. "Good morning," she called out. "Shh." Mom put a finger to her lips. "Your father's still sleeping." Nanea poured herself a glass of pineapple juice and sat down at the table next to Tutu, who was talking quietly to Mom about the store. "The government wants to know what supplies are available on the island," Tutu explained. "All the grocery stores had to take inventory last week. Now your father and I need to do the same at the market. It will take a few days." "I'm sorry I can't help," Mom said. "I'll be at the Red Cross every day this week. Mary Lou's volunteering at the evacuation center, and David's at the hospital." "I could help," Nanea offered. Mom hesitated. "I don't know." "I think it's a great idea," said Tutu. "Nanea can reach the cans and boxes that are down too low for me and Tutu Kane." Nanea smiled. "I'm good at numbers too," she said, hoping to convince her mom. Well, Mom paused. All right, she finally agreed. Nanea nearly spilled her juice. A few weeks ago, she'd asked to help in the market, and Mom had thought she was too young. Good, Tutu nodded, picking up her coffee cup. We'll start tomorrow. A few hours later, when Papa finally got up, Nanea sat right next to him while Mom made him breakfast. It was so good to have him home that Nanea didn't want to miss a moment of it. As Mom refilled Papa's coffee cup for the third time, she asked, "How many sandwiches do you want in your lunch?" "Lunch?" Nanea asked. "I've got to get back, honey," Papa said. "But you just came home." Nanea looked from Papa to Mom. "It's not fair." "Everyone's being asked to do their part to help," Mom said gently. Papa looked at Nanea. "I think it'd be more unfair if I expected other people to do my work, don't you?" Nanea kicked her chair leg, but she nodded. Then she went over to Papa and put her arms around his neck. She squeezed 2 times. "Buddies forever." "When will you be back?" she whispered in his ear. "In a couple more days." He kissed her cheek. "You'll be too busy to even notice I'm gone." "That will never, ever be true."